Greetings. I am Aranna Hossain Sakib, an LL.B candidate from Southeast University, Bangladesh, and a young constitution and human rights enthusiast. Welcome to the fifth video of our short video series, Introduction to the Constitution of Bangladesh. In this video, we are going to discuss the part 4 and 5 of the Constitution. Firstly, part 4, the executive. Part 4 of our Constitution deals with the executive. It is divided into 6 chapters that deals with the powers and the functionaries of the state, namely the President, the Prime Minister, the Cabinet, the non-party caretaker government which is omitted, the local government, the defense services, and the Attorney General. Chapter 1, the President. Chapter 1 delegates the President as the head of the state, and it states that the members of the Parliament will elect the President. The President will have power to appoint the Prime Minister and the Chief Justice. Subsequently, the President will act following the advice of the Prime Minister. Chapter 1 also specifies the minimum age requirement of the President to 35 years and must be qualified for running the election as a member of the Parliament. President has been given special powers such as the power to grant pardons and to commute or suspend the sentences of individuals convicted in a court. The President cannot serve more than 2 terms, each term with validity of 5 years. This chapter also prescribes special methods for the resignation and removal of the President. In case of the absence of the President, the Speaker shall temporarily carry on the President's duty. Then, Chapter 2, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. Chapter 2 prescribes that the state must have a cabinet where 9/10 of the members must be members of the Parliament, having the Prime Minister as the head. The Prime Minister will be appointed by the President and shall have the full authority over the executive power of a state. Appointments to the cabinet will be determined by the Prime Minister and made by the President. It states that the office of the Prime Minister will become vacant if they tender their resignation to the President, cease to be a member of Parliament, or cease to retain the confidence of the majority of members of the National Parliament. Contrary to the President, there are no term limits specified for the Prime Minister. Then, Chapter 3, Local Government. According to the Chapter 3, every administrative unit shall have a democratically elected government, and the powers to be exercised by the local government will be delegated by the Parliament. Then, Chapter 4, the Defense Services. Chapter 4 mainly deals with the armed forces of Bangladesh. It declares that the President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Bangladesh. The extent of the exercise of such powers will be determined by law. Maintenance, regulation, granting commissions, and appointment of the Defense Chief of Staff and other matters shall be handled by the Parliament by defined laws. The Parliament also reserves the exclusive right to declare war. Then, Chapter 5, the Attorney General. This chapter empowers the President to appoint a competent person to serve as a Supreme Court Justice. The Attorney General is entitled to attend the proceedings of any courts of the Republic. Now, we will talk about Part 5, which is the Legislature. Chapter 1, Parliament. According to the Chapter 1, there will be a Parliament consisting of 300 elected members for Bangladesh, known as the House of the Nation, which will be vested with the legislative powers of the Republic. It also specifies the eligibility of a candidate to become a member of Parliament that a person is required to be a citizen of Bangladesh who has attained the age of 25. It also specified the procedure to vacate and disqualify an individual from the election to parliament. Moreover, it sets forth the rules essential to the smooth functioning of the parliament. Then chapter 2, Legislative and Financial Procedures. This chapter mentions the procedure of making an act of parliament. For that, a bill need to be passed with the assent of the president. If the president fails to assent within 15 days, it shall be deemed as assented and will get the status of law. It also contains the legislative procedure for money bills. It states that money bills can only be introduced with the recommendation of the president. It states that taxes can only be levied or collected under the authority of an act of parliament. All revenue received by the government from repayment of loans will form part of a single fund known as the consolidated fund. All other public revenue will be credited to the public account of the Republic. It states that an act of parliament will regulate the custody of public money and their payment into and withdrawal from the consolidated fund. The revenue will be payable to the public account of the Republic. Then, chapter 3. Ordinance making power. According to this chapter, if the national parliament is dissolved and immediate action is necessary, the president may make or promulgate ordinances. In our constitution, ordinances are considered laws, and the exclusive power of promulgating ordinances is vested with the president only. That sums up what our constitution says about two fundamental organs of Bangladesh, the executive and the legislative. The powers and functions of our judiciary will be discussed in our next video. Do not forget to check out more. Let's promoting human rights, human dignity, equality, justice and rule of law. Happy World Constitution Day.